We welcome you to another live edition of the Sports Box, brought to you by our sponsor, Showcase Sports in Hamilton. Showcase Sports for the elite athlete. And by our friends over at CrowdPlay. Download the free CrowdPlay app today and check them out at www.crowdplayapp.com for details. Ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime.
Hey everybody, welcome to Cage by IQ. I'm your host, D-Big. Joining with me today is number 14th ranked Bantamweight contender, Kyler the Matrix Phillips, who is 9-1 overall and 3-0 in the UFC. How's it going, Kyler?
You already know it's good. Let's get to business. I'm just kidding. What's up, bro? How you doing?
I'm doing good. As everybody knows, in July, he will be fighting number 11 ranked Rafael Assunção in UFC. How are you getting ready for this fight coming up? Are you excited?
More than excited, man. I feel alive. I feel like I'm in the right. Like everything's just working out the way it's supposed to. Like I'm doing my part, my whole team's doing their part, and just the way stars aligning and stuff, and whatever happens and comes away, I've been able to really perform well. But right now, and I feel like it's my time, and things that are coming, I'm just taking what's mine. You know what I mean? And I'm stepping into my shoes and becoming a man and having a fun time with it. And I love what I do right now, and I can't wait for July 24th. I'm gonna take that dude out.
Yep. I think you're going to get it. I think you're going to move into the top 10, but that's another story for another day. But the first question I have for you right now is, how's growing up in California?
Man, SoCal is a great place for, it's a mecca of it's jiu-jitsu. There's a lot of good training gyms and stuff. So growing up there has been a lot of, versatility in every type of martial art, and as well as fighting and stuff, and wrestling, jiu-jitsu. So I have the best parents in the world, and my dad has been lucky to have parents that have put me in the right things, but also have given me room to grow and spent their time and presence with me. So I've been able to kind of get a leap start on some things, and it's just been fun. It's been a freaking hell of a ride, and I'm just having a blast. I can't even really explain how it's been.
Yeah. Speaking of your dad, I read what made your dad enlist you in the Gracie Academy at the age of 3, and what did you learn from the experience?
Yeah, so of course you don't really remember too much. I get glimpses here and there of doing arm bars from mount and stuff like that, but it was because we were living in Torrance at the time, and my dad, he was doing martial arts his whole life, living around the world, and he knew that jiu-jitsu was the shit, and he knew that what Hoist was doing in the UFC was effective. So back in the day, he's like, I need to put my son in that. We were living in Torrance right there where the Gracie Academy was, so he went there with me, and he started getting into it. I was getting into it. I wasn't serious or anything when I was a kid, but just being around the environment has been super healthy for exponential growth, and there's not a lot of fighters that have been around that. There are some, but at that age, and just since then, probably the first time I really enjoyed and felt that feeling was when I was in the 3rd grade. I was in the 3rd grade. There's some kid picking on me in the jumper, and I was crying. I came to my dad, and he was in the 8th grade. The guy was freaking towered above me, way older than me. And I was crying. My dad's like, why don't you just, ankle pick him, go to mount, slap him when he turns into his back, put the choke in. And I was like, okay. So I went and did it. I went up to the kid, took him down, went to mount, slapped him, he turned his face. I put the choke, but I was crying. And I was like, there's this little kid on this big dude. I was squeezing. And then he just started snoring, and he just went out. And, so my dad's like, yeah, let go. And I get off, and man, I don't know. It was an empowering, I don't want to be it wasn't it was that bully feeling, but it was empowering to like stand up to my fears kind of, or something that was trying to push me. I kind of like came back and used my freaking martial arts, and like ever since then, it was like my dad would always make me compete against random people at parks or do jujitsu competition, or he was teaching at the time in our garage, so we'd always have kids come over and on the mats, because we have mats, and I was just training bigger dudes, adults, football players, and we throw the gloves on, we do all types of stuff, and it's just kind of like unorganized, but all the time, every weekend, it was my decision whether I wanted to win or lose, but I was in the environment that helped me to grow. So by the time I got to that age, around 12 years old, I was like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. It wasn't my dad's choice, it was mine. And so, you see that a lot in sports, especially martial arts, but you see parents really push their kid. They want them to be the best, but it's kind of the parents' dream. I feel like it's important to be there and put them in the environment, but let them decide and give them that space to grow. And so, now I was chasing after those same exact goals, UFC champion, since I was 12 years old. Now, 20 years later. I mean, 6 years later.
In essence, knowing what you know now, it was a great move by him, and you're using probably what you learned from that now, training, and then what you've learned. So you can just thank him now for what he did.
Yeah, man. And, martial arts, man, I teach as well. It's not just martial arts, boxing, wrestling, kickboxing, whatever you put your kids into. Man, martial arts is the best thing to do for your kids. You put those kids in there and you give them some real confidence, some real self-confidence that they can actually stand up for themselves. They're not just going in. I mean, I respect all sports, but they're not just chasing a ball around. They're actually learning how to defend themselves and stuff like that. So it translates over into the other areas of their life, no matter they stick with it or not.
Here's a question that I have for you. Like I've learned about it a little bit, but a lot of viewers might not know about it. Explain exactly what pancreation is to the viewers who might not know about it, because I've learned because I've read that you trained it a little bit.
Yeah, so I did a couple of pancreation tournament. I actually had a pancreation tournament when I was 12 years old, and you can't punch to the face, but you can open palm, and you can kick to the head, you can knee to the body, kick, you can take them down. It's like MMA, but open palm to the face. And my first one, I went against this kid who was bigger than me, and I took him down, mounted him, put him on a triangle, finished him. And I think I had another match that day, and I won, so that felt really good. But yeah, the pancreation, I was doing pancreation, I was doing judo state champ. But then also, so my dad would like find different fights for me on the Indian reservation, because at the time you couldn't fight, kids couldn't fight, or teenagers couldn't fight without headgear or shin pads. So they had like a saboba and stuff. They had like teens and stuff where you're fighting adults and stuff. And like I'd be in there, and it was fun, man. Definitely.
When did you start wrestling? At what point did it click to mesh your different art forms into an MMA career?
At the right time, man. I was training a lot of jiu-jitsu. What is it? I won the worlds in jiu-jitsu, a blue belt in 2012, but I was like training for that when I was in high school. And then that's when I was doing independent studies. Then my senior year, before that, I did Greco freestyle, and then I wrestled a little bit like club wrestling. And then my senior year, I wrestled at Temecula Valley. They have an awesome program. So I was able to kind of, go through with what I had, the limited time, and win CIF Southern Section in California, ESPN champ. So there's that. And just, meshing the time that I spent with everything, it doesn't matter. I think like as far as whatever you do with your time, you just got to utilize what you use or what you learn. Like there's no way you can go back and change things or say, oh, we want to do this or that. But you can utilize the things that you've learned and use that to become a better version of yourself. And that's that mindset that you need to become a champion for sure.
How's the developmental years for you as an amateur fighter?
It is rough. It's hard. advice for any fighter I would give out there, or anybody that wants to be a fighter, not just amateur, but young pro when you first turn pro. Depends on if you have a manager or not. Like, I have a good team with me, but you need a team. That's the thing, is you need to have people on your back. At first, I dropped out of college, basically got disowned, and like I didn't really have anybody, and I was living in Arizona by myself, and John Crouch took me in, and Hanchi Nico took me in. Those people changed my life. I got to live at the fighter house, and I was just like working at the club security when I was 18, and then I was just training and didn't really have anything but just a dream, but I knew that I was going somewhere, and I just kept pushing through, kept fighting, getting more fights, keep training, keep believing in yourself, and developing your skill set. And so that's what I was trying to say too. Is like a lot of young people spend a lot of time with their skill set, which is really important, but you got to believe in yourself, in your skill set. So when you get in there, you got to believe that what you're doing does work, and you got to utilize it when you go in there and fight, because it's you locked up in a cage versus another man. And it's not like you can have all the right tools in the world, but if you don't know how to use it and you don't trust and believe in yourself, then there's no point in you being in there. It's a fight at the end of the day. And so yeah, back to what I was saying is just, when you're by yourself and you think that you're in your head like, oh, I'm doing fighting, you need to do your nutrition, you need to do your sponsorship stuff, your t-shirts if you're doing ticket sales, and you're cutting weight, and you're training, you're driving yourself places, plus you probably have to have a side job. You're not going to do well, and you're going to have to win and keep winning. Once you start losing, you're going to be on the back burner. So the thing is, you have to take it serious and find a team. And if you can't find a team, you need to make some type of team within your own circle. You know what I mean? And like have somebody that can use your mouth, use your resources that you can, and expand, and try to get somebody that will help you here or there, and speak out and try to like really develop what you need to. Because when you do have a solid team, it makes everything so much easier, because all you have to do is focus on fighting. And I feel like that's what you need to do if you want to be at the top of your game.
Did your experiences on the Contender Series and the Ultimate Fighter fuel your drive even more to achieve the goal of getting a contract?
Like, it's not even a question. Yeah, man. Dude, like, that time of my life was so crucial to me asking myself, dude, I want to do this for the rest. Do I want to be a fighter? Like, you know what I mean? You can't be 75%. You can't be 99%. You have to be 100%. That's it. And so any type of losses you take, any type of lessons you're learning, you have to be like, damn, this is it. In that time of my life, on the Ultimate Fighter, I go in there and I get I won on the Contender Series, yeah, and I got a first round knockout, 45 seconds, 40 some seconds, and that was like my whole life I've been building up to, and I got the knockout, and I didn't get the contract. After that, I was a little bit kind of not disappointed, but like just kind of not thankful of the situation that I had. And kind of after that, I was a little bit like pessimistic towards just like whatever, like, and I didn't really want that desire, and it shows in my next, when I won the Ultimate Fighter. I didn't get beat up. I just, but I lost a close split decision, and it made me question, like, hey, bro, life just smacked me in the face. So you want to fucking do this? And that time of my life is exactly the hunger inside that is telling me right now. And without that, I wouldn't be the man I'm right now. So I'm very happy to have that.
Did you get any good advice from Stipe?
Yeah, he has a good team as well. Everybody's different. He's a busy man though. That guy's got a busy life, and but I learned a couple things from him.
What does a typical training week look like for you, and do you feel you still have a lot to learn?
Yeah, I just got my black belt in jiu-jitsu, and I'm a Nikito Kai sensei, and I question myself, like, what does this mean? Like, what is a sensei? What is a black belt? And I just feel like a white belt, man. Oh, actually, I don't. I feel like a black belt, but as far as experience, but now I'm like, okay, I tie my belt. I'm ready to learn. Let's go. You know what I mean? I'm ready for my first lesson. That's how I feel. And every day is just a new lesson, whether it's on the mats, whether it's off the mats. You got to keep your ears, eyes, and your heart and your brain tuned to that. And you got to shut out all the other bullshit that kind of like, that gets in the way. And yeah, man, I feel like a white belt kind of, in a sense.
Yeah. This is a question from a buddy of mine. He wanted me to ask you, do you have a favorite cheat meal?
Oh yeah, I'll go back to the last question. Yes, I just had hot pot, man. Freaking, it's like a Asian food. It's kind of like Korean barbecue, but it's in a soup. But I like pho. I like Oreos. I like shakes. I like ice cream, man. I'll eat anything. Pizza. Like, I love food, man. I like Mexican candy. I like to be, a chunky dude. But now I'm in camp, so now I'm eating clean and stuff. I like coffee as well. Back to the last question was typical training days. Depends on if I'm in camp or not. When I'm out of camp, it's more learning and trying to grow at some things, and you can kind of take more time at stuff. And then once you get in camp, you're more dialed in. Everything's more focused in the eye of the storm, and that's when you get really you get not quiet, but you get very very ready to go. And training days are just like wake up and do what I have to do to be the Matrix. That's all. This is all I do. That's it.
And what are some of your hobbies outside of MMA to keep yourself fresh so you don't burn yourself out?
Eat, sleep, drink, fight. That's it. I only do that. No, I'm just kidding. No, I do all types of stuff, dude. I play piano. I'm moving right now, but I got a slack line. Oh, I have my bow, so I like to shoot my bow. It's pretty fun. I want to shoot it more. I just left the pool. I like to swim a lot. I like doing flips and stuff. I have a gaming PC. I'm gonna get on that more, play some games. I like to hang out with my brothers and stuff. My little brother Cam, shout out to him. He's 14 years old. He's gonna have a kickboxing fight while
Oh, nice.
in July as well. So he's gonna be in camp with me basically. So I'll have my UFC fight, and he's got his kickboxing fight. He lives in California, but he's gonna be staying with me and training with me. So it's basically like my little mini me.
How does he feel about doing that? Is he excited?
He's excited. He's confident, and we'll see. We'll see how he does. I'm confident.
That's good. Good luck to him. I hope he has a good experience.
Yeah.
Next question.
I don't got a nickname for him yet, though. Starts to tell from the lab. I mean, there's a couple, but I'm not the gossip type, man. No, I'm just kidding. I don't really know, dude. There's a lot of different things that have happened. There's a lot of different people that's gone through there. There's a lot of guys in the UFC that have been through there.
I just talked to Brian a couple of weeks ago, Brian Barberina.
Yeah, I saw that. That actually inspired me to, because I looked at your guys' page and I was like, oh, maybe I should do this. I'm like, okay, I saw him. I was like, I'm going to do this. He's a cool dude. He's a farmer.
Yeah, he was great.
Did you hear about what happened to him and stuff?
Yes, I heard what happened to him, and he talked about it before.
Now he's got a fight booked, right?
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he had nothing but great things to say about the lab, even though he's now on the East Coast. All he said was nice things about all you guys.
Yeah, he's homegrown. He's with us, and it's guys like that, the lab that you see. You got Ben Henderson. I got a ex-UFC champion by my side, leading, telling you things and how it's going to get harder and things, this and that, and they keep it real with you as well. So it's not like people like patting you on the back. If you're messing around, people will let you know. And but if you need a helping hand, they will be there for you. And that's what a team is about. And that's what at the lab and Two Knuckle Sports as well. Hanchi Nico, I got the best dojo. You know what I mean? It's a village. Two Knuckle Sports. It's in Surprise, Arizona, and that's where I practice my martial arts. I don't know if you guys know who Hanchi Nico is. He's him alongside with John Crouch, man. Those guys. they're my superheroes basically. You know what I mean? We're just like a team, like the Justice League or something. And you got Jason House and Andrew too, so we got a nice little team going there.
Do any of you guys hang out outside of training, or is it mostly just you train together?
Yeah,
You
of
keep
course.
everything in the house.
Yeah, we're gonna get some lunch next week, and we hang out outside of the gym, and it's like true friends. There's only a couple people I can put as my friends, like real friends. I got a lot of acquaintances. I got people that I can call friends, but I'm not talking about real friends.
Yeah.
And John Crouch and Hachinico are the top leads in that.
Have you ever been able to be in somebody's corner as a coach, or do you have any inkling to want to do that in the future?
Yeah, I just got back from South Dakota. What's it called? I cornered Clayton Carpenter. He got a first round knee bar, heel hook knee bar, hybrid little thing. It was cool. So I've been there for all of his pro fights and cornered him. I'm not really a coach, but I'm a sensei. I'm better than the coach, dude. And if you're gonna have to, I charge exclusive prices if you want to work with me, man. So yeah.
How's being how's being in somebody's corner
You're not
compared
very
to
humorous, huh? You know what I mean?
No, I am. I just want to. I just try to keep it legit. No,
Okay.
no, I'm definitely laughing inside.
Cage my IQ. You're trying to keep it super serious. You wanna?
No, it's all good.
I'm kidding, dude. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I definitely.
No,
all good. That's great. But how do you like deviate being like in somebody's corner compared to having somebody teaching you for your fights? Do you like trying to do anything different for it, or are you more serious, or do you try to keep everything loose?
It's always both. It's gonna be a little bit of both. It's different. It's different, but at the same time, everything's the same. Coaching, fighting, whether if you're a performer or you're doing things, you do your job and you stay focused. And that's all you gotta do. You have fun when you do it too. So like, you go and you fight, you have fun, you stay loose, but you're always also super hyper focused for 15 minutes. And that 15 minutes, once the cage shuts, that guy's in my cage, and that's like he's in my little matrix world. And then I get to place him where I want to place him. I get to do what I want to do. And here comes what I knew he was going to bring at me, because I have seen that 1,000 million times, and I'm ready for it.
I definitely want to be a fly in the wall while you guys are training, because just getting a small tidbit from you on here is great. Just how you're just like out there. You can joke, but then you seem like you could be serious at the same time. I can only imagine how you guys are there during training.
You got to be like that, man. You got to be able to put on that. I don't want to tell my secrets, but you put on that mask. It's like serious, and the guys are like, but on the inside, you're like, damn, son, like, I can see this, I can see that, I see all the openings, and it's like it's hard to explain it, but it's like a 100% focus in your body, but also like aware of the bigger picture at the same time. It's that balance.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get all into voodoo stuff, but yeah, man, it's vibrations, dude. You're ready for it, and you get it, and that's all it is, yeah.
What do you expect from Rafael Assunção in your upcoming fight, and how have you prepared so far?
I expect a lot of different things, but at the end of the day, he's another dude that's just in the way of me and my dreams. And I know that's my day, and that's what I'm going to get. And of course, it's a 4-ounce glove. Anybody can clip somebody and get knocked out. That's why I'm going to be ready to go. I'm going to be focused and prepared. And the guy has a lot of, he has a pretty good IQ, but I am on a different level when it comes to IQ. Cage my IQ. Shout out to Cage my IQ. Yeah, he's a vet. He's spent a lot of time. He beat TJ Dillashaw. He beat a bunch of people, and he's been at the top for a long time. He's a guy that I was looking at when I was in high school, and I was like, damn, this guy's sick. I used to watch him, and But yeah, at the end of the day, it's just he's a body. He's going to try to punch me in the face. He's going to try to kick me. He's going to try to take me down. And he's fighting for his life and his career. The guy's hungry. He's on a 2-fight losing streak, but he's been at the top, and he's a top dude. So he's going to be hungry, and that's what I expect. And I'm going to take care of business on that day.
Does your game plan change in the smaller octagon compared to the bigger sized one with the live crowds?
Yes and no. Again, it's same thing. It's a fist fight, but it's a little bit smaller, and so the box can be a little bit smaller. So you want to put the pressure on people. In the bigger cages, you can kind of like you can pedal around and move a lot on the back foot, but you got to be a little bit more reinforced and grounded in the smaller cage.
Are you going to be excited that I know not in this one because it's going to be at the Apex, but are you excited that they're bringing the live crowds back to where you can fight in front of everybody now?
Yeah, I'm one of those guys, man. I love when the lights are on. I love when there's a lot of people and it shines. But I just have just the same amount of excitement when there's nobody there. And I have just the same exact excitement when I'm by myself, working by myself in the gym late at night. Because no matter the crowd side, I'm still playing the song for the bigger picture, and just knowing that that's my job and I get to do this for a living, it's fun as hell, man. I love it. There's nobody that does it like me, man.
Hell
you can
no.
do what you do, but they can't do it like you.
Exactly. And you're the Matrix for a reason. but do you get in like a tunnel vision when you go out to where like your one focus is just on your opponent and everything else is kind of irrelevant until the fight's over?
Man, those people that don't know how to. There's those people they don't actually fight, but they're like, no, man, it doesn't matter, bro. When I just black out, I just see red, and I just black out. No, it's not like that. For me, I'm very observant, but you don't want to be too observant all the time because then you'll be just watching the win, So you got to be pressure forward. But if you do that as well too much, you're not going to be able to kind of see your opening. So you got to be able to play with it, and you got to be able to, no pun intended, but you got to play with that and see that. Yeah, basically, you gotta play the game, man. That's the game is
kind of be able to adapt to everything.
That's everything, yeah. Adapting and changing to your environment. Like if you ever see turtles, you ever see those turtles, man? Like if you put them in a small tank and they live in the tank, they're gonna stay small. But if you put them in a bigger tank, you're gonna grow. So you kind of have to be like that. You gotta change. There's the big cage and the small cage, and so. I don't know. I'm just speaking out my.
It changes everything. So.
Yeah.
One of my other questions I have: what makes you stand out in your eyes in the bantamweight division?
The question, that question, literally just is the answer. My eyes is me. There's nobody like me. Nobody does like me, and I'm proud. I got a chip on my shoulder to say that, man. I got some dignity to say that's who I am and this is what I do, and nobody's gonna fucking step right in front of my face and do that because this is my shit. That's my belt, and I'm ready to go grab it. And I've just seen it too much, and not just visualizing and seeing it, but I'm taking the steps my whole life to do this. And when time comes, I believe in myself, and I'm gonna go do it.
It's crazy to think that everybody on that season of the Ultimate Fighter, I believe only 2 or 3 of you guys are already having
Luis
success
Pena,
right
Mike
now.
Trezano, and Bryce Mitchell. Yeah, those 3 people. So there's more.
Yeah, and then I've seen Diamond.
Jelani Perry, Fight God. You know Fight God?
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw him in Miami, man. That guy's crazy.
Yeah, and then I just saw. I know Tyler Diamond is fighting this week in PFL because I looked at it. You guys were the 2 top picks when they did the draft for each team.
Yeah,
which was cool to know. How I know I'm veering off, but how did that feel to be Stipe's top pick?
Oh my gosh, it felt so cute. No, I don't care, dude. That's like a high school thing, man. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, of course, when you're a kid, it's like when you're a kid and there's like the dodgeball teams and they choose like who's first. Of course, it sucks to be last. Of course, it's cool to be picked first. But in the long run, we're adults now, and that's like, that's child's play thinking like that, you know.
But it's great to see that even though like you didn't win the Ultimate Fighter, you're probably still doing the best out of them all in my eyes, considering you're 3-0 now in the UFC. Yeah.
Keep pursuing, keep seeking that goal, and keep knocking on those doors. It's gonna open, and you know, just keep at it. Just keep on keeping on. That's the old saying. It's real.
Yep,
really.
I agree. One of my last questions I have for you.
You keep doing these Cage My IQ shows, you're gonna blow up, dude. You're gonna be top John Anik.
Hey, I had him on here a few months ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
What advice would you give to young fighters who are thinking of becoming a pro?
I'm saying go fight first and see if you're a fighter. I see all these people, man. They talk about, I want to be a champion, I want to do this and that. And of course, it's good to like analyze all these things, but go fight and see who you are, because that's gonna tell you, man. There's all these people that want to like do all these big plans and make all this, and then they go and they fight, and then they're actually a puss, and they actually don't have what it takes. I mean, they do. We all do, but they don't know it, and they don't like pull that trigger. So I would say advice: go test yourself. You got to constantly be testing. If you're not testing yourself, you're not in the right place.
That's great. But that's the last question I have for you. I don't want to take too much of your time. I can see right now that it's a nice sunny day over there. Yeah. And
I'm going to go back to the pool and watch the Floyd Mayweather fight.
Exactly. Floyd, did you catch any of the fights last night?
Yeah. And there was, I forgot which fight it was. Some of those dudes are big, man.
The Ponzinibbio Beza fight was electric. That's all I'm going to say.
I didn't get to see that fight. I didn't get to see it.
You got to watch that fight. That fight was amazing. Probably fight of the year right now, up until when you fight and then you win.
Yeah, it depends on what happens. But yeah, that's actually the fight that I was trying to watch, but I ended up not watching it. But I'll go on MMA Core or whatever and watch it. Check it out.
That's all. That is awesome, but I don't want to take up too much more of your time. I know you got just a little bit of time to relax.
Get paid, bro.
Yeah, you gotta get paid. Yeah. Gotta train. You gotta crank jokes out at the MMA lab and just have a good time. But I wish you the best of luck in your fight against Rafael Sunsao. I've become a big fan of yours, and I know you're gonna win. So. I wish you luck.
You, man. Yeah, I appreciate you having me or having you on my show. All right,
exactly. The Matrix show.
Yeah, you have a blessed Sunday, man. I'll see you. Brother.
You too. Thank you very much for coming on. Okay. Once again, that was Kyler the Matrix Phillips. He's 3-0 in the UFC. He's ranked number 14 in the Bantamweight division. He will be fighting next month against Rafael Sunsao. I want to thank him again for coming on. And once again, this is Cage My IQ, the best place for MMA content. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. That we're growing day by day. And then we're putting out preview and recap videos as well as putting out these interviews that we do. But we want to thank you guys for tuning in to this episode with Kyler Phillips. You can follow him right here on his Twitter handle at KYMatrix. Give him a shout out, give him a holler, and then support him in his fight next month. And once again, I'm your host, D-Bake, and you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you for watching this episode of Cage My IQ on the Sports Box. Please remember to follow us on all of our social media outlets. On Facebook at Sports Box Show, Twitter at SportsBox Show, Instagram at The SportsBox Show. Find us on YouTube and join Outside the Box, our Facebook sports discussion group. The Sports Box is brought to you by our sponsor, Showcase Sports in Hamilton. Showcase Sports for the elite athlete. And also our friends over at CrowdPlay. Download the free CrowdPlay app today and use promo code THEBOX at sign up for 10 free points. Thank you for joining us.